extras that I've added to Freebie Phonics that are in the members area. So 20 downloads for free for non-members. Put them in a box. I've actually started putting things in something like this, which means the children can just grab it, and it's also good for you to photocopy in future. But the children need to be able to, you know, if they're on the green code level, just have a box that's a green box. But what I wanted to mention about this one was, you can see that one of them, I printed it the wrong way around, but one of them is not code mapped. So the words aren't segmented to show where the speech sounds and sound picks map, which is our patented technique, which is our software will actually produce that for you. So what you'll be able to do when we've got the software sorted and being able to let other people use it, is that you can type anything like this in and it will show the code mapping, so you don't have to do it. At the moment I have to do all of this manually, but this shows the child. We start from there, that's where we start speaking, and all the speech sounds that we use are there segmented left to right. So here we've only got, so look like that, that's why the goes black, grey, because we've carried on, and the T and EH where it represent the, this thumb, the so that's an that's a schwa there because it's tin, whereas here that's an E sound, isn't it? The ant. So what I wanted to say was that when you're doing this with the children, they're doing duck hands first of all to segment. So put, at, pat, so at, sat, it and in, the to it and tin. And what they'll do then is they'll go back, and usually I find that children, even though you haven't asked them to do it, they'll go pat, sat, in the tin. So think about that scaffolding. They've done the smallest sound units, put, at, pat, all the way through. Then they go back and they go pat, sat. So then they're still doing those individual words, but it's whole words. And then I say to them now in a speaking voice, and they'll go pat, sat in the tin. I mean, they won't use their hands at all because they're just using their eyes. Pat, sat in the tin. And when the children come to having a look at any text that's not code mapped, and they go pat, sat in the tin, so they're doing it in a speaking voice, no robot voices, that's when they're at the stage of orthographic mapping, which varies. You can be at the stage of orthographic mapping anyway. I'll talk about that another time. But what we want, sorry, I will say that because otherwise people go, what does she mean? If my sister, who's a leading scientist, if I'm trying to read something that she's written, technically I'm not really an orthographic mapper, am I? I'm not using orthographic mapping because I can't read the text that she writes without conscious thought. I have to use conscious thought. So I kind of think of orthographic mapping, whether the intention was or not, but it depends on the level you're at, the code that you're at. We kind of think that once children are out of, you know, reading levels and all the rest of it, that they are, you know, fluent readers, but they're not. They're fluent independent readers at that stage, and it can always get. Think about text you pick up. Can you read every word without conscious thought? If not, you're using your orthographic mapping skills, but I suppose if you're saying, where are we orthographic mappers? Well, we are at our level. It probably still doesn't make any sense to a lot of you. I'm thinking, what's she talking about? Okay, so the tip here though was, make sure the children do duck hands for the smallest sound units. Then they're going to do the words pat, sat in the tin, but usually that's robot voices, and I think of it as pat, sat in the tin. That's like a robot voice. Okay, and then what you need to say to the children then is, now say it in a speaking voice.